Hello and good evening to my placement course family. I hope you guys are doing well, right? Let's proceed further. By looking at your screen, you can guess what is the topic for today, right? The session for today is product-based company versus service-based company. Actually, I wanted to cover one another topic today. Yes, today's session was about how to get a placement in product-based companies like Google, in Intel, in Amazon. I hope you guys remember when you have purchased the. All right. So guys, see, I could have started the session, today's session, with the strategies that are required for getting a placement in companies like Google, in companies like Intel, and in companies like Amazon. But before starting that session, I thought of taking this session before. Yes. Because my dear friends, I want to take this session because according to my knowledge, according to my survey, most of the people are not even aware about what is a product based company and what is a service based company. Yes, this is a sad fact that most of the people are not even aware about what work they have to do in a service based company, what work they have to do in a product based companies. Most of the people are not even aware about Accenture, Infosys, TCS. They are what kind of company? Google, Intel, Amazon, they are what kind of company? What is the work culture in service-based company? What is the work culture in a product-based company? There are many people who are from non-computer science and IT branch. They want to get into the core companies, but they don't know the roadmap. They don't know the strategy. Which are the companies they should start their career with? If you really want to get a placement in a core company, especially for non-computer science and IT students, it's really difficult to get a job in core companies. And some students who are able to get a job in core companies, the salaries they are getting is 10,000, 12,000, or max to max 15,000 rupees. So in this webinar, we are going to discuss what is a product-based company and what is a service-based company. Because this kind of sessions are not only going to help you to get a job, but it is going to help you in a long-term duration. What do I mean by long-term duration? It's an IT background, and if you are finding difficulty how to get a job in core companies, then this session is definitely going to help you. And if you're from computer science and IT background, and if you really want to earn 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakh salary as a fresher, then this session is definitely going to help you people. All right. So are we all excited for today's session? Discussing about some of the parameters that you should know. What is the difference between a product-based company and what is the difference between a service-based company? If you are a fresher, which company you should choose? And by the end of the webinar, I'll be giving you suggestions also, which company you should select, which company you should start working, and all those things will be getting clarified by the end of today's session. Understand, my dear friends, this is a bonus lecture for you. Yes, it is not included in the placement strategy session. Let me repeat once again for you people, this is a bonus session that I'm doing for you people because I want to take the placement strategy session, how to get a placement in Intel, Amazon, and Google. But before that, I want you to understand this part of the session. So it is a bonus session for you people. It is not included in the placement strategies. Yes, I'm taking this bonus session for you people so that your concept should be clear, so that you should be pretty much clear that at the end of your graduation, which kind of company you should select, keeping your future in mind. All right, let's proceed further. So basically, my dear friends, let me tell you, when I say there are product-based companies, when I say there are service-based companies, many people think I'm just talking about IT companies. Let me tell you, it's not only about IT company. Whatever company you look, every type of company have a product based company, and every type of company have a service based company. Whether I talk about IT field, whether I talk about banking field, whether I talk about automobile field, whether I talk about e-commerce field, whether I talk about entertainment field, or whether I talk about healthcare field. So in short, whatever field that are present in today's world, whatever kind of industry is present in today's world, every kind of industry have a product based company and every kind of industry has a service based company, right? As we are technical students, so we will be focusing on technical things. So we will be not focusing on entertainment part. We will be not focusing on healthcare part. We will be not focusing on banking part. We will be focusing only on the technical part. Okay, so these are some of the product based companies. These are some of the service based companies. Before that, let me tell you, my dear friends, what is the actual difference between a product based company and a service based company. Okay, the people who know the definition, well and good. This definition I'm going to tell for the people who do not have an idea what is the difference between a product based company and what is the difference between a service based company. All right, so product based companies are those company which manufacture that companies by own. This is typically known as B2C kind of companies. What do I mean by B2C? Business to customers. Means they are directly dealing with business. They have their business and they have their business directly for their customers. Say for example, WhatsApp. WhatsApp was a product based company. Means they are manufacturing their product for their customers. They are not manufacturing their products for any kind of company. In the same way, say for example, Accenture. Accenture is a service based company. Accenture do not manufacture its own product. I'll give you a better example so that it will be easy for you to understand. Say for example, my dear friend, HDFC Bank. What is the domain of HDFC Bank? Guys, if you know what is the domain of HDFC Bank, can you please type in the chat box what is the domain of HDFC Bank? Exactly. It's in banking and finance sector. If you guys know, HDFC is in banking and finance sector, right? It is related to money. It is related to finance. It is related to banking. This is the domain of HDFC Bank. But in HDFC Bank, we have a facilities like net banking. We have a facilities like online money transfer. We have a facilities like Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm attached to HDFC Bank. We have a HDFC application. We have a HDFC Bank website, right? But HDFC Bank is not a technical branch. It's not a technical bank. It's into banking and finance sector. But still they are using technology. Guys, are you able to understand? HDFC Bank is into banking and finance, but they have their own website. They had their own HDFC Bank application. They are doing net banking. They are doing money transfer using those technologies. So who is making application for HDFC Bank? Who is making products for HDFC Bank? Who is doing net banking background coding for HDFC Bank? Who is handling the net banking of HDFC Bank? Who is handling the websites of HDFC Bank? Who is doing the data protection of HDFC Bank? HDFC Bank cannot do all those things. These are all IT related things. And HDFC is into banking and finance field. So HDFC Bank cannot do this IT related field. So what these companies do, they outsource their work. They outsource their work to these kind of IT companies. Which kind of IT companies? Companies like Infosys, companies like Wipro, companies like TCS, companies like Accenture. These are the companies who do the job for this banking kind of company. So basically they are working for B2B, business to business. Are you able to understand? Understand the concept, my dear friend. Understand the difference between a product-based company and a service-based company. Means Accenture is not working for customers directly. Accenture is working for HDFC Bank. Suppose Accenture is a IT company. Accenture is a consultancy company. It is working for HDFC banks. Means Accenture is designing applications for HDFC Bank. Accenture is designing websites for HDFC Bank. Of course, if Accenture is designing applications for HDFC Bank, if Accenture is designing websites for HDFC Bank, means it requires a programmer, it requires a coder, it requires a software engineer. So they hire you in a bulk. So these companies hire you in a bulk. Like this, there are many examples. Not only banking sectors, there are other examples also. There are many edtech companies, education-based companies. Like say for example, you might have heard about Byju's, right? Byju's is a edtech company, means education technology based company. But Byju's have their own application. Byju's has their own website. So who is doing their back-end work for them? This kind of consultancy, this kind of service-based companies are doing the job for them. Means they do not have their own product. Companies like Infosys, companies like Wipro, companies like TCS, companies like Tech Mahindra, Accenture, these companies do not have their own product. They are working for the client. They are working for other business. So according to the client, they are manufacturing their products. Say for example, if tomorrow HDFC Bank says, these are the application you need to, these are the changes you need to make in my banking application, then Accenture will start doing that kind of work. If tomorrow Byju's says, this is the changes you need to do in my website, then Accenture will start making that changes for Byju's or whatever company they are working for. So this is what a service-based companies do. Means they provide their service to other business which is already existed in the market. And what does this product-based companies do? They make their own product directly for their customers. See, Facebook is made directly for the customers. Who is the customer of Facebook? You and I. You and I are using Facebook. So we are the direct customers of Facebook. Microsoft is making operating system. Who is the consumer? You and I are the consumer of their operating system. So product-based companies directly work for the customers. Understand, my dear friend? And let me tell you why I am taking so much of time to explain you this concept, because many people go for an interview, and when the interviewer asks them, why should I hire you? Or why do you want to work in this company? They don't even know why they want to work in that company. Internally, the thing is that internally, of course, sir, I want a job. That's why I want to work in your company, right? This is the reality. I want a job. That's it. That is the reason I want to work in your company. But I cannot tell the interviewer, right? I want a job. That's why I want to work in your company. So you need to tell him some answer, some convincing answer. And this is the reason many people are not able to give that convincing answer. In fact, in an interview, many people are not able to answer this question that Accenture is a service-based company and Google is a product-based company. They don't even know the difference. And in an interview, many interviewers ask this question: what is the difference between a product-based company and what is the difference between a service-based company? You know, when they ask you a question, where do you see yourself after 5 years? How much money you want to earn after 5 years? Suppose if you say after 5 years, I want to earn 35 lakh rupees. Suppose you will say that after 5 years, I want my salary as a 35 lakh rupees. And you are going to give the interview in Accenture. Then automatically the Accenture interviewer will quote you. How he will quote you? Because he know service-based companies cannot give you a salary of 35 lakh rupees after 5 years of experience. Why the service-based company will be not able to give you a salary of 35 lakh rupees? That we will discuss later in the session. But this is how you get caught. This is how the interviewer try to test the depth of your knowledge, that how much knowledge you know about the companies, how much knowledge you have about the industry. I hope you guys are understanding the difference between a product-based company and a service-based company. If you guys are clear with the difference between, Google is working for customers directly. What is the need of a customer? Customer need a information. See, information is present in the world. But what Google is doing, Google is trying to give you all the information at one platform. That is why Google have designed the Google search engine, so that the customers can get all the information at one time. So how Google is earning? How Facebook is earning? Because of ads. You might have seen that whenever you search for anything, for the first and second websites are sponsored website. What is the meaning of sponsored website? Means those are ads. Means those websites are coming on top because they have paid Google to rank their website on top. Nowadays you might have using Facebook. In Facebook you might have seen the sponsored ad. Why you are able to see the sponsored ad? Because those ad company have paid Facebook to show their ad to you. So this is how Google is working. This is how Facebook is earning money. I hope you people have understood the difference. How product based companies are earning and how service based companies are earning, right? So let's proceed further, my dear friends. Now, at the end of the webinar, it should be your decision. At the end of your graduation, it should be your decision that whether you want to join a product based company or whether you want to join a service based company. It should be your decision. You should not take the decision by listening to me or by listening to your friends or by listening to your professors or by listening to your parents. It should be your decision. And how you can decide whether you want to work in a Google based whether a product based company or a service based company. By the end of the webinar, it will be clear to you. You do not need to take anyone's solution. You do not need to take anyone's consultancy. Sir, can you please suggest me whether I should join product based company or whether I should join a service based company? This is the question most of the students ask me. Sir, can you please suggest me whether should I join a product based company or a service based company? So I tell them I'll give you some parameters, and based upon that parameters you decide, are you fitting in those parameters? If yes, then you can join. If no, you can leave. All right, the same thing I'm going to teach to you people also. So first of all, you should consider about the work environment. This is the first thing you should take care before making a decision to join a product based company or a service based company. See, first of all, whenever you are joining a product based companies, understand, in product based companies, the hiring is done in very small amount. You might have seen that companies like TCS, Wipro, Accenture, Infosys, they are doing bulk hiring. Whatever city you are present in, whatever state you are present in, whatever college you are present in, you might have seen that these companies do the hiring in bulk. Companies like Accenture, Wipro, TCS, these are service-based companies and these are doing the hiring in bulk. But product-based companies are not doing the hiring in bulk. You might have not seen companies like Google, companies like Facebook, companies like Intel are visiting to every colleges. Have you seen Google visiting to every colleges? Have you seen Facebook visiting to every colleges? Have you seen Intel visiting to every colleges? No. But you might have seen that Accenture, Infosys are visiting to almost every colleges. They are visiting to every major cities. They are visiting to every state. Why? Because these service-based companies required people in a huge number. So when you join a service-based company, you are working in a large team. You are working in a large team. Suppose you are working on any particular project. Suppose you are working for, suppose you have joined HDFC. Suppose you have joined Accenture, which is a service-based company, and Accenture is working for HDFC. Suppose. So for the same project, there will be 100 people working for the same project. So the team size will be large in service-based companies. But in product-based companies, the team size will be less. I'll give you an example of one of my student who was working in TCS and who recently got shifted in Intel. He started his job with TCS and he recently got shifted in Intel. So he said me, when he was working in TCS, the politics in the TCS was more as compared to the politics in Intel. Do you know why? Because the team size for TCS was more as compared to the team size of Intel. And the answer is pretty much simple. Because TCS, service-based companies like TCS hire people in a huge number. So whenever they assign a project, in one project, there are multiple people working in that project. But in product-based companies, they hire people in less number. And the people who are working in product-based companies are very less in number. So the team size is less in product-based companies. You might have seen that companies like Google, companies like Intel, companies like McAfee, these companies do the hiring only from tier 1 colleges. You might have seen that Google is visiting only in IITs. You might have seen that Intel is visiting only in IITs or NIITs. They're not visiting to XYZ college, which is in tier 2 or tier 3. But these companies like Infosys, Accenture, Wipro, they are coming in every college. If your college is in tier 2 city or in tier 3 city also, then also these companies do the recruitment. Then also these companies do the hiring. So in product-based companies, the life is very chilled. Why the life is very chilled? Because you are not allotted with a dedicated time to do a project. I repeat again, say for example, you are working on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is just a single product which people are using since last more than 10 years. Yes or no, my dear friend? WhatsApp is a single project which many people are using since last more than 10 years. So it's a single project. So WhatsApp is a product-based company. So now the users have increased in WhatsApp. So now WhatsApp do not have to start the project from scratch. Means WhatsApp do not have to start any project from scratch. Why? Because it have already developed a product. What they have to do, if the users are getting increased, they have to just take care of the maintenance of the product. They have to just improve the product according to time. They have to improve the product and they have to take care of the maintenance of the product. They do not have to make the product again from beginning. Why? Because the product is already made. What is Facebook? Product is already made. What is Windows operating system? The product is already made. What is Apple phone? The product is already made. Every year it's getting new version. Every year the maintenance is getting improved. That's it. That's why in product-based company, the life is very chilled out. Means again and again, but in service-based companies, if you have got one project, if you are completing, a deadline will be provided to complete that project. Why? Because that project has to be delivered to the client. And the client need that project urgently. So whether the client need that project in 1 month or whether the client need the project maximum for 3 months. So you have a pressure on yourself that you need to complete that project within 3 months and you need to deliver it to the client. Suppose your Accenture have taken a project of HDFC Bank. You have completed the project of HDFC Bank. Now next time Accenture will take the project of Byju's. So Byju's project will be totally different from Accenture's project, from HDFC Bank's project. Byju's project will be totally different from HDFC Bank's project. So again, you have started from scratch to make the project of HDFC Bank. Again, you have to start from scratch to make the project of Byju's. So every 2 to 3 months, you need to keep on changing the projects, and every 2 to 3 months, you need to start it from the scratch. You need to start it from the beginning. That's why the pressure in the service-based companies are more as compared to the product-based companies. And there are some cultures, especially in product-based companies, there is no dress code, but in service-based companies, you have to wear formals. But the major thing is in product-based companies, you work on latest technologies. Yes. In product-based companies, you work on latest technologies. Or you do latest innovation. Say for example, Facebook is a product-based company. Okay. You might have seen that every 2 to 3 months, a new version of Facebook is coming in the market with a new thing that is added in Facebook application. WhatsApp has previously WhatsApp do not have the WhatsApp status feature. Now it have a WhatsApp status feature. Previously, when WhatsApp was, it used to give only one tick. Then it started giving double tick. Now it is giving one tick, double tick, plus blue tick. Means every time the projects are getting updated. Means whatever, whenever you join a product based companies, you are working on latest technologies. Say for example, Intel. In Intel, when you are working, previously Intel was making only microprocessors, but now Intel is making IoT based microprocessors. So the benefit of working in a product based companies is you will be learning about latest technology. But what is the disadvantage of working in a service based companies? Mostly in service based companies, you will be working on older technologies. Why older technologies? You might have seen that companies like Accenture, Wipro, TCS, they hire people based upon Java. They hire people, those who have a .NET experience. They are working on PHP kind of technologies. These are outdated technologies. But still, these companies do the recruitment for the people who have a Java language understanding, .NET understanding, or PHP understanding. Why? Because the clients for which they have worked before, they have made the project for those clients in Java. They have made the project for those clients on .NET. Means the project of those clients have been already developed on .NET. So to maintain that project, they need a person who have the knowledge of .NET. We know .NET is a very old technology, but still to get a job in service-based companies, you should have a knowledge about that skills. You should have a knowledge about that programs. Why? Because 15 years before or 20 years before, Accenture have made a software for a XYZ company on .NET. Or they have made a project for that company on PHP. So to maintain that project with time, see, they cannot change the project. It is very difficult. Overnight, you cannot change the project. So if you cannot change the project, you have to maintain that product. And to maintain that project, they need engineers who can support and maintain. That is the reason you will be working on older technologies in service-based companies, but in product-based companies, you will be always working on latest and new technologies. Also, you will be innovating a lot of things. In product-based companies, they are hiring you so that you can give ideas to the companies. But in service-based companies, they are hiring you so that you can do the job in a dedicated time. Means they are hiring you for that purpose only. वो बोलते हैं ना, एक रेस लगी हुई है, आपको सिर्फ भागते जाना है, भागते जाना है, भागते जाना है. This is what is happening in service-based companies. No doubt, they will give you training. Lot of training they will give you. And after giving you that training, they are expecting that you will start working on that company's project and you will start delivering that projects to the clients within that dedicated time. Means they already have a set of technology on which the company is already working on. You will be trained on that technology and you will be working for the clients on that technology only. You do not have to innovate anything new. The things what is already set in the companies, that you have to learn and you have to start working on that. But in project-based companies, product-based companies, you will be innovating new things. If you're working in Google, what else can be done in Google? What is the new thing can be done in Google? Like when Sundar Pichai came to Google, he have made Google Map. Because of that, Google revenue got doubled. And who had the idea of making Google Map? The idea was of Sundar Pichai. And that is the reason Sundar Pichai is earning so much of money. Because in product-based companies, your innovation get appreciated. All right. And there are some other points that in product-based companies, your lunch is free, your snacks is free. Companies take you for the team outings, but for service-based companies, there is no lunch, there is no snacks, there are no team outings. But I don't think these are major points while considering to join for a product-based company or to join a service-based companies. So guys, now I would like to ask you a question. We have completed one parameter. Okay, this is just a one parameter, by the way. Now, some people might have decided that now I want to work in a product-based company. Now I want to work in a service-based company. But this is just one parameter. Don't decide. It is too early to decide. But then also I would like to ask you a question. After this first parameter, what are you thinking? What is going in your mind? That after your graduation, what kind of company I should join? What are you thinking? Let's proceed further. Now, what is the another parameter you should consider? The another parameter you should consider that what is the learning of that company? What kind of things you will be learning after joining a product based company, and what kind of things you will be learning after joining a service based company? How much you will be learning from a product based company and how much you will be learning from a service based company? Will it be difficult or easy to work in a product based company, or will it be difficult or easy to work in a service based company? Say for example, product based companies. In product based companies, when they hire you, they don't give you much training. Yes, in product based companies, they do not give you much training. Why they do not give you much training? Because while they are taking your interview, they want you to have more and more skills. Yes, especially when you are joining a product based companies, the interview process of the product based companies are very, very, very difficult. But the interviews in service based companies are easy as compared to a product based companies. Means the mentality of a service based company is, if they want 10,000 engineers, they cannot keep on searching 10,000 engineers who are very good in programming, because India is a country where people are not very good in programming. So if a service based company want a 10,000 people who are very good in programming, it will be very difficult for them to search 10,000 engineers who are very good in programming. So what is the mentality of a service based company? They will hire a person with okay programming language, and they will start training that person. Means the service based company will give you 3 months of training or 6 months of training. Like TCS, Accenture, they give you 3 months of training. Infosys will give you 6 months of training. In that training period, you'll be just learning and learning. So it's good, right? With a little bit of programming language, you can easily get a job in service based companies. But in product based companies, the interview process is very difficult. They have multiple rounds of interview. In fact, some of the companies have 5 to 6 round of technical interview, just technical interviews, 5 to 6 round. If you're doing well in first round, and the questions are top notch questions, the questions are very difficult questions. If you clear the first round, you will go to second round technical round, third technical round, fourth technical round, fifth technical round. And if you are able to crack all those technical rounds, then your selection will happen in the product based companies. So it is obvious reason, right? A person who is able to crack 5 technical round, obviously that person will be having a good concept about programming or a good concept about their projects or that technology. It is a very common thing, right? So if you are able to crack 5 rounds of technical round, then you might be having some knowledge about that technology. That's why you are able to crack the 5 rounds of a technical round. So that is the reason in product based companies, they are not providing you much training. But in service based product, they are providing you more training. But what is the benefit of working in a product based companies? In product based companies, you will be working on good projects. Means the projects that are demanded in the market, you will be working on that kind of projects. As I have said, if you're joining in WhatsApp, you will be just working on a product of WhatsApp. But if you're joining in Accenture, you will be working for HDFC client, you will be working for SBI client, you will be working for Byju's client. And SBI's project may be different from HDFC project. HDFC project will be different from Byju's project. But what is the disadvantage of a product-based company? Some people say disadvantages, some people say it's advantages. It depends upon you how you take it. In products based company, you will be working on one single projects for years and years and years and years and years. Why I call it as a according to me, I am giving my point of view. It may differ from person to person. Say for example, how many of you know the name of Kodak? How many of you remember the name of Kodak? The camera company. Remember the camera company before this camera phones, before this selfie phones, there used to be a Kodak concept. Especially if you're born in 90s, you might be knowing about it, right? Kodak, that camera company, right? I hope you guys remember about Kodak. So my dear friends, now the Kodak company is no more in the world. It is not even existing. The showrooms of Kodak are not even existing in today's world. So the people who are working in Kodak, means in 1980s and 1990s, the Kodak company was in boom. It was a camera company, right? And before that, there used to be no selfie cameras, or there used to be no cameras in the mobile phone. So that is the reason this camera company was earning more and more monies. It was having more and more branches. So the engineers who were working on Kodak, the engineers who were working on that Kodak camera project, those engineers became jobless. Yes. Why those engineers become jobless? Because they were working only on one project of Kodak. Now, say for example, WhatsApp. We all know that WhatsApp is a very successful product. Yes or no, guys? WhatsApp is a very successful product. So 35 engineers were working on WhatsApp. They were giving their all hard work on WhatsApp. But suppose when WhatsApp have launched their product, suppose very few people have downloaded that WhatsApp. You know, before WhatsApp, there were many messenger apps that are available in the market. We don't even know about the messenger apps that are available in the market before WhatsApp. WhatsApp was not the first messenger app. It came in the market when already 8 to 10 messenger apps were present in the market. Suppose WhatsApp भी बाकी प्रोडक्ट्स के जैसे फेल हो जाता, सपोज WhatsApp भी बाकी मैसेंजर एप्स के जैसे फेल हो जाता, so all the engineers who are working on WhatsApp, what might have been the situation of those engineers today? It's good. WhatsApp become a huge success. It's good. But suppose if WhatsApp might have failed, people were working on WhatsApp since last 2 to 3 years. Means the engineers who are working in WhatsApp, they have given their whole day and night for 2 to 3 years on a one single project. So suppose if that single project might have failed, then what would have been the condition of those engineers? But in service-based companies, you are not giving your all day and night for one project. You are giving hardly 45 days to 90 days for one project. And you are working on those projects which is already success in the market. And the another best part is you can change your project every 2 to 3 years. Your project is getting changed. You are switching every 2 to 3 months. Every project you are changing. So in case if a project is not running in the market, if a project is shut down in the market, you have another project that will be coming in the market for the another 2 to 3 months. Just after another 2 to 3 months. Plus you have worked on multiple projects. You have a knowledge of multiple projects. But in a product-based companies, you usually work on one project. So my dear friend, now I want to ask you a question. What do you think is good? Product-based company is a good from a project point of view. A product-based company is a good, or a service-based company is a good? You tell me. This kind of knowledge is very, very important for you, my dear friends. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this webinar. Hope to meet you soon with new strategies, with new tactics, so that I can help you to make your placement process even more easy. So till that time, take care of yourself and take care of your family, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.